I'd like to welcome all our friends, both from Israel and abroad. Very excited to be here. I think it's the first conference of its kind, but I believe we're starting something that will be significant for the Israeli economy and the knowledge industries in the year to come. The discoveries of the natural gas in the offshores of Israel really stirred a lot of excitement, and I think there are so many implications to the Israeli economy, but the one we'd like to focus on today, and the one to which the Office of the Chief Scientist has a leadership position, is a desire to create a knowledge industry around the gas industry and the oil industry. And by that, we will be doing something that plays to the Israeli strength. We're often called the startup nation or the innovation nation, and I'm sure both the Israeli public as well as our friends from abroad know the strengths of the Israeli innovation both in academia and in industry. We've been renowned for that, mostly for the ability to create out-of-the-box solutions, and we especially excel in those interdisciplinary areas, and I think the oil and gas industry is a prime example. So while the energy industry is a significant one and has a lot to offer to the Israeli economy in many aspects, and I'm sure Minister Bennett will address that, it is the technology ecosystem that we're focusing on today. And as Gil said rightfully, the Israeli industry has a lot to offer to this ecosystem. I think while we have a lot to gain on all layers of the stack, so starting from the commodity level all the way to the highest software solutions, it's obvious that what we would like to do as an economy, as always that we do with any other type of commodity, is to focus on the value add, on creating more value around that raw material which excites us all. And we can follow great examples worldwide, countries like Canada and certainly Norway, that while being a very significant oil and gas supplier, built an ecosystem and a knowledge industry that is much larger in terms of revenues and impact on the economy than the gas revenues itself. And it's more sustainable and long-lasting, because long after we will not have gas, yes, I know we'll have at least 20 years, but who knows, and there's a lot of public debate about that, the technologies are still going to be there, and they could serve companies worldwide. This is something that is natural for us. It's something in which we have a value add and we can offer. Yesterday, we had the pleasure, Minister Bennett and myself, of meeting the governor of Texas, I guess one of the capitals of oil worldwide. And it was interesting to hear the governor about putting the emphasis not only on the production itself, but on the concentric, on the circles around that core industry that are more significant to the economy. This is exactly what we're trying to do today. In this world of oil and gas, and in my mind, in the whole world of innovation, the most important word we should recognize is collaboration. That's the way R&D is done today. Collaboration is often internationally. It involves large companies and small companies. It involves public sector and private sector. And I would like to thank our friends, sponsors, but also partners of realizing this vision. The companies that are listed, and you'll be hearing them on stage. Collaboration is key, and this is exactly what we try to do. Through our variety of frameworks, and within the Office of the Chief Scientist, we have many different programs that try to nurture, matchmake, facilitate those collaborations. This is exactly what we try to do, to expose what Israel has to offer to the oil and gas industry, and to learn. Yes, to learn. I'm not shy to say we're just beginners in this new world. We have a lot to learn, but I know we have a lot to offer. And in areas like robotics and big data and nanomaterials and optics, cybersecurity and many others, we certainly have something to offer to the world. And what you realize, and you'll see today, that often a water treatment company can be very relevant to the processes needed in this industry. It's just a question of understanding what are the needs and then bringing what Israel can do best to the world, which is that combination of excellent science and great entrepreneurial spirit. Within the Office of the Chief Scientist, we stand to serve the industry and the academia, of course, as well, through our programs, our generic programs, starting from the very, very early applied research all the way to the competitive R&D, serving you in your effort to become what I believe will be one of the next areas of growth for the Israeli industry in the years to come. It's a huge industry. It's almost endless. And if you look into demand in the next future, it's not going anywhere. So I think we have a great opportunity, and it's for you to seize that, from our part, we'll do whatever we can do to help that. I do want to thank, before inviting Mr. Bennett to the stage, I would like to thank the organizers of this event. It took a lot of vision, and as I said, we had a lot of friends from the private sector helping us going through it, so the entire Matimop team and the chief scientist team for doing this great conference, creating this gathering. I think the most important, besides the education part, which Gil mentioned, it's simply the gathering. It's you people getting together, talking to each other, supply and demand, creating all those opportunities that will take us to the future. So there are a lot of people to thank, and I will not mention them all. I just want to highlight really two. One is Gil, which really was a driving force behind this, and the second one is my deputy, Dr. Avram Gross. And I think their vision and execution brought us today. It's just a beginning, but I'm very excited about the years to come.